How much more beautiful could a creek be? This is stacking up to be one of the last warm weeks we have. It is near 80 today in the heart of the city, simply because the concrete spits so much heat out all around it. But next week, like 60 is the high. I'm not sure why, other than that's just the way it is. I got in here before and the water was too high, and there was an old street light that had been washed down in a recent flood. I also lost one of my I lost my, I'm falling, my crack scratcher that I had with me. So, seedless today, you know what I think we'll do? No, I think let's go upstream. That's when we came. Let's go. It's amazing how many plates are in the water. I don't know if people come and drive down the... Oh, there was a fish under there. I'm sorry, Mr. Fish. I'm gonna give you your plate back. Believe it or not, some trash makes pretty good habitats. We'll make it just like it was, and they can go scratch up on the side and go back under. Glass trash, ceramic, or pottery and stuff like that. It's trash, but believe it or not, it makes habitats. It's like sinking a ship in the Gulf, or whatever you want to call it. There's a great gulf between here and there. And last time we came, we had to find another route around here because it was so deep. But the water is so shallow. I'm still about an hour behind. I want the sun right over our heads so we can see everything in here. And I remember last time I came, I had to climb up around there, but I want to look in the middle right here while the sun is nice and bright. Even though it's pretty deep right there too. So we'll walk around. Even though we haven't had a lot of rain, this is still too deep to walk through. So I'll walk back around. Check this out. I put out a video and I forgot the title, but the thumbnail had a man, this is deep. How am I gonna get over there? Last time it's not supposed to be this deep. Really don't want to climb all over this, but I may have no choice. It's pretty strong, but it's very deep over there. I have got to get out and go across the road. But I put out a video, I think there was a bucket of golf balls in the thumbnail, and I said something about one of my biggest mistakes or something like that, and nobody got it. Nobody figured out what the mistake was. Except for one person who sent me a message. And it said, moccasin. I was trying to catch a snake with these, and I couldn't catch it. And so I didn't bore you. My videos are never boring, I know. I turned off the camera and I continued to dig through all of the, maybe I can go up through there. I continued to dig through all the sticks and branches and limbs in search of that snake. And I was going to grab it. Well, that would have been my, well, probably one of the worst mistakes I've ever made. Turns out it was a water moccasin. I'll tell you in a minute how I know that after I figure out how to climb this bank and get over there. Well, that's not gonna happen. Let's start over. I guess we are going downstream after all. So how do I know that was a water moccasin? Because a Midland water snake, when you go to try to catch it, will jump immediately and absolutely do everything it can to get away from you. And the only time they bite is when you snatch them up. There's somebody's wallet. Is when you snatch them up and start messing with them, and then they bite. So obviously this wallet is empty and full of sand. A water moccasin, on the other hand, Aka cottonmouth, will sit in one spot and let you walk right up on it. I mean, it will just sit there and smile at you, and then when you get too close, it will open its mouth and show you that little dangly thing in the back of its throat. And then if you reach down to pet it, you'll realize you erred in your way. Well, when I walked past it, I must have been to the point where it was already simply just sitting there smiling at me. And I did trip around a couple of times, and I guess I spooked it, and it did try to move a little bit. But then it continued to sit there, and I could only see the tail end of it because I was so excited that I'd finally found a snake. And then I reached to grab it with my grabbers, still not even looking for the other end of it. So the only video I had of it was just the tail. So I went back and looked at the video again. And the tail, first of all, it was a really dark snake. And it was fat, 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 fat. And then as it got to the tail, it went rank. And it was a tiny, solid black tail. 100% cottonmouth. Now, the problem with that is it was a cottonmouth. I gotta put my glasses on or I'm gonna fall in a hole from all the reflections. I'm gonna fall in a hole anyway. A Midland water snake, or most water snakes, will be almost the same width and have a gentle taper towards the end. There's no serious distinction between the body and the tail. Anyway, lesson learned. I just got excited. And my youngest, Herping Alabama, Exploring Alabama Jr., aka East Alabama Reptiles, on Facebook, which you need to check out, East Alabama Reptiles, because he is obviously better than I am now at quickly identifying snakes. I don't know why I'm walking up through here. There's never been anything in here except for MDG, and we don't want any of that. Oh, MDG is modern day garbage. We are on the hunt for OG. That is snake, which is old garbage. So that's my story. So if you want to go back and look at that video, you can scroll through somewhere near the beginning and you'll see where I errored. I may not find anything. I couldn't get to where I wanted to get to, obviously. I don't know where they come from either. I'm nowhere near a golfing course. You ready to play Name the Vehicle it came off of? I don't know either. Can't believe the shadows have changed. Midday, the sun's usually directly over my head and cooking my person. And now, this is more like a, almost like an afternoon view. Kind of a bummer. What is that thing? You ready to play What Is That Thing? I think it's important that we send this to Jim. I don't believe there's any chance of it sinking. And I believe he has the other one already. It's a little boat. If I had a little Barbie to put in there, it'd be incredible, wouldn't it? We'll catch up with it later. Nothing in here, everything's buried. Raspberried. Yeah, that shoe will be in the water for 1,000 years. The cool thing about it is somebody will find it and wonder what it is. The old 100-year pipes that were set there and have big cutout rocks around them. That was the early form of getting rid of sewage. A razored blade. The little shoe boat is docked and letting people swim. All right, another, what is it? What do you think? A gear, a wheel. If you ever find a yellow jacket, if you ever find a purse or wallet in a creek, you always find the rest of it as you go down. I found the insurance card back up there a little further, and there's another card. Do not, under any circumstances, go and turn stuff like that in, unless you just find it downtown and it's nice and clean and freshly taken and all this other stuff. Otherwise, after you turn about the third or fourth one in, they're going to get a little suspicious of who you are and why you keep finding those things. So there you have that. It didn't make it. Oh well, it's a circle of life. So, another treasure. Let me get my phone out so I can make a reel. You know how life is. So a fella, I'll tell you in a minute. Let's get this out. The Nokia. A fella just stopped me. He was way up on the bridge up there. And there's a park over here. And I have seen kids in here before. And anyway, he's trying to get the city to cut down all this stuff so you can actually come down here and wade in the creek and walk around, which is fine. There's been a lot of cleanup on this creek. It's no secret where I am. It's Village Creek in Birmingham, but it's pretty far upstream. I'm sorry, downstream. And he told me a minute ago, he said there is a den right there, and it's all white pit bulls. I don't doubt it. I heard some dogs barking down there, and yeah, you know me and snakes. I'm so tempted to go over there and see if there's a dog in there. I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, so he wanted a picture. He was way up there. He wanted a picture of me. Just, you know, he said, "Are you looking for minnows or whatever?" I said, "I'm looking for snakes and whatever." And he wanted a picture to prove that there's people that get in this creek and to go mess around in here. I don't see the shoe anymore. Oh, there it is up on the left. Yeah, it went ahead and did a full dock on the island there so people could get out. Yeah, I've seen kids in here a few times, chit-chatting. You know, teenagers, not like little kids out by themselves, but you know, kids old enough to have fun. This is a spot where people come down off the walking bridge and they dig up fishing worms. Somewhere that way or the other way, there's a there's a church, and some fellas would go down by it, take his kids down there and dig fishing worms, just to fish for fun. Of course, you shouldn't eat anything out of here, but it's still fun to catch fish. So this would make it to Mobile, but I know it's got to go through a couple of man-made dangs, but things make it like that. So Jim, so that you're not walking around wood-footed. Cool thing about them is they always land upright. You can actually buy another one and put them both on your feet, and they always stay upright when you're walking. I'm not thinking it's worth the sojourn right now. Okay, this is crazy. Look. There is a, you're not gonna believe this. I just found this, of course, you're here with me. There is a picture of me in it. You don't believe me, do you? Look at it. Isn't that crazy? How's this even possible? Where's the music coming from? There's no roads over here. Yeah, there is. I forgot. That's actually a band. Not like a rubber band man. I'm headed back upstream because it started getting deeper and deeper. Listen to the band. Okay, one of them's backing it up on the field. You hear the drum line? Oh, maybe you just hear wind. Well, that's it. We didn't find anything except 2 golf balls and a few other knickknacks and just a couple of paddywhacks. Thanks for watching my videos. After I fall down.